We were in a remote Siberian wilderness, knee-deep in permafrost research when we found her. Perfectly preserved in the ice, her body was unlike anything we had ever seen, pale but intact, as though she had been asleep for millennia. Our instruments placed her age at over 40,000 years. We were stunned. Driven by curiosity, we began to defrost her, expecting nothing more than a lifeless corpse to study. But she breathed. Her chest rose and fell, as if the thousands of years trapped in ice meant nothing. I watched in disbelief as her eyes opened dark, vacant pools that seemed to peer into a world I couldn't understand. She tried to speak, but the language was foreign, ancient. Her voice was weak, her movements slow. We didn't know what to do except continue thawing her. But soon something far worse came to light. She wasn't just alive. She was pregnant. Her belly swelled as warmth returned to her body. And within hours, she was writhing in agony, her hands clutching at her abdomen. We couldn't communicate, couldn't comfort her, but the urgency was undeniable. She was in labor. I'll never forget the birth. The blood, thick and dark, pouring from her as her screams grew louder, filling the small lab. Her eyes never left mine, wide and full of some twisted knowing. When the creature slid out of her, it was no child. It was as if she had always known what she carried within her, something ancient and malevolent. I recoiled as it slithered out of her gray, wet and wrong. Its limbs were too long, its skin too slick. A high-pitched screech pierced the air, and its claws tore through the floor with unnatural strength. The woman, her body decaying rapidly before my eyes, cackled a horrible, grating sound. It was a monster. The creature grew rapidly, its twisted form becoming more grotesque with each passing second. It turned on one of my colleagues before we even had a chance to act tearing into him with claws sharper than any blade. His screams cut through me as blood sprayed the walls, and the creature fed. We tried everything, bullets, fire, but nothing worked. It was as if the creature wasn't truly physical, something that belonged more to the darkness than to our world. It grew stronger, feeding on us, one by one. Now I'm alone. The woman's laughter still rings in my ears, even though her body decayed into dust the moment the creature emerged. The air is thick with death, the stench almost unbearable. I can hear it outside, clawing at the door. Its breath is heavy, wet, like a sound of something dying, but not quite dead. I don't have long left. I can feel it in my bones. But worse than the fear is the knowledge that whatever we unleashed isn't staying here. It's going to spread.